We have Stephen Dial out on the roads, I believe in the Denton area, as storms begin developing out to the west. Right now, you can see on that camera, not too much going on in the Metroplex yet, just clouds, breezy, warm day. But we are tracking some strong to severe storms just off to our west. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. And by the way, for those of you in the back, could y'all throw on our feed on the other TVs as well so I can see it on the side? Thank you so much. All right, so here's a look at our radar right now. Right now in the Metroplex, just a couple of showers in Dallas County, non-severe showers and storms off to our south and east, but we are tracking some supercells off to our northwest. Here's a closer look. So the cell that was in Montague County is crossing up into Oklahoma now. Just got a tornado warning issued with that as soon as it crossed the Red River. And then we're tracking two additional supercells, one over in Clay County and another one further down into Jack County. If you're living in Montague, especially near Bowie, pay close attention to this as it pushes off towards the northeast. Any of these storms this afternoon, by the way, are capable of producing a tornado, baseball-sized hail, and winds of up to 70 miles per hour as well. So here's that wicked supercell passing just north of Nakona. This is crossing over into Oklahoma now. Tornado warning with that. Likely radar indicated. I have another very nasty cell passing just south of Henrietta. See nice hail core with that, with those pinks showing up on radar. Very strong winds. Actually, you can see that Screaming Eagle radar signature there. Very classic looking supercell. And then we have one more down to the south. This is passing just north of Jacksboro, but is moving northeastward, and this is going to be a problem for Montague County as it pushes off towards the northeast. So Bowie, Montague, Nakona, you need to watch this one as well. Likely some large hail with this already and very strong winds. Meanwhile, down to the southeast, we're tracking some more showers and storms extending from Waxahachie to Kaufman and then back up to Sulphur Springs as well. These are not severe at the moment. All right, so tornado watch in effect until 9 p.m. This includes most of our counties north of Interstate 20. Does not include Tarrant, Dallas County at the moment, but I suspect this will get expanded southward later on this evening. Either way, Storm Prediction Center with a rare moderate risk up along the Red River in Oklahoma, but even the Metroplex is included in this level 3 risk. So there certainly is the potential today for some severe weather, tornadoes, baseball-sized hail, 70 mile per hour winds, all on the table with whatever storms that do develop. As far as the threat levels are concerned, greatest threat is with hail, secondary wind, and tornadoes are also a concern with whatever storms that do form, especially north of Interstate 20. So here's where we stand right now. Most of the Fox 4 viewing area included in that enhanced to moderate risk. The most active time period is now through 9 o'clock. Here's what we're thinking. The greatest tornado threat will be generally north of Interstate 20. Baseball-sized hail, 70 mile per hour winds are possible with the strongest of storms as well. So what should you do? Of course, this evening, pay very close attention to the radar. It's also a great idea to have the WAP downloaded. That way you do receive multiple warnings in case one is issued for your home. And a little bit of tornado safety too. It's best to think about these things before you're actually under a warning. So if a tornado warning is issued for your area, this is where you go in your home. The lowest, most interior room of your house. It could be the hallway, it could be a closet, it could be a bathroom. Get in the bathtub. If you do that, wouldn't hurt to bring some pillows, blankets, mattress, helmet for your head. I had a viewer message me too. Great point. You could wear a life vest to help protect your torso a bit more as well. All of these things are great, but just something to think about before that tornado warning is issued, because you may only have minutes to react to that warning. Let's talk about tornado warnings, by the way, because there could be some confusion with what a certain type of warning means. Obviously, if a watch is issued, much of the areas under that watch right now, it just means conditions are favorable for tornadoes. But if a tornado warning is issued, there's several different types. if we think there's a tornado just based on radar data, we just call it radar indicated. It does not guarantee that a tornado is on the ground. Sometimes people get annoyed with false alarms, but if we see some rotation on radar, we have to address it, and that's why the warning gets issued. And just don't play it safe. Just play it safe and take action, of course. But sometimes we get tornado warnings, and these are radar confirmed. We may see a debris ball on radar, or a human or storm chaser may have already seen the tornado. We have visual confirmation of that. And then, of course, we have the worst, which is a tornado emergency, a confirmed tornado bringing a life-threatening situation to a town. So hopefully we don't see anything like that today. But here's what we're thinking. We're expecting storms to light up on radar this afternoon and continue through the evening hours. Tornadoes would be a threat, especially north of Interstate 20, but also large hail, damaging winds would be a concern too. After 9 o'clock, though, we do expect the majority of this activity to push off to the north and the east, and we should settle down for the rest of the night. So here's what we're thinking going forward. Obviously, today is severe weather threat, but as we get over to Tuesday and Wednesday, we finally get a little bit of a break from the severe weather. High temperatures back into the mid 80s for tomorrow. It should feel quite nice behind that cold front. Nice northwesterly breeze as well, so it should feel good Tuesday. Wednesday looking great as well. Lots of sun. Just a few high cirrus clouds back into the mid 80s that day. But in the second half of the week, we do go back to a bit more of a weather pattern. Storms back maybe Thursday, just isolated 20%. And then heading into Memorial Day weekend, just daily isolated showers and storms. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go away from the forecast for a minute. We do have Stephen Dial out on the field. Stephen, what are you seeing out there on the roads?
Well, Dylan, right now everything is clear, which is a good thing. And I know you guys have been talking about those watches and now a thunderstorm warning in different parts of the Metroplex. I'm going to let you take a live look again out our window. We are on 35E heading north out of Denton. And as you can see, things are clear. I mean, the skies are a little murky, a little ominous, but other than that, no precipitation just yet. So that's the good news, Dylan. But we're going to keep monitoring the roads and let you know when we see something.
Yeah, thank you, Stephen, for giving us that report. And yeah, just taking a look outside, a hazy, cloudy look. Lots of moisture out there today. It feels more like Houston than Dallas, but that extra moisture is what's helping fuel those strong storms out there. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back with Ali Turiano and our chief, Dan Henry.
Welcome back to Texas Weather Live. Watching those storms yesterday, very impressive and scary at times, with several supercells producing tornadoes. We had one already from the National Weather Service confirmed. We're likely to get more information from those folks as they continue to survey damage for areas west of Fort Worth. So specifically, we did have a funnel in Collin County, but the big story was that confirmed tornado that touched down in the area of Gordon on Sunday. And as of right now, an EF1 rating from the National Weather Service. Major damage for a lot of folks, unfortunately, there. Buildings, tree damage, multiple injuries reported. Winds estimated up to 105 miles an hour in that storm. And that was one particular supercell that was initially moving northeast and then made that right turn, started moving eastward. And fortunately enough, across the Metroplex, we still had that nice cap in place, which prevented a lot of those cells from impacting a larger area of the Metroplex and points eastward. Now, when we talk about, again, that rating EF1, it's the National Weather Service that goes out and surveys the damage. We're likely to hear more about other areas here in the coming days. Want to reiterate, our tornado watch as of right now does not include Dallas and Tarrant counties, but it does include Collin, Denton, points north and west. And we could see a few more counties get added to this watch before the night is up. So I don't want you to think, okay, I'm not in a watch, I'm not going to have any severe weather. We do have a chance for severe storms across the entire region. Just the best chance, the higher likelihood of having one of these is generally from I-20 northward, where we have that level 3 and level 4 risk from the Storm Prediction Center. We don't often have those level 4s, and I do believe the greater chances, of course, Red River northward, where widespread storms, the potential for some large damaging winds, large hail, and very strong tornadoes will be out there. But as you head south, the threat for numerous severe storms lowers just a little bit. Either way, when we talk about these risk categories, we can have a tornado in a level 1, we can have one in level 5. I just think today the atmosphere is primed for a few of those rotating storms, especially as you get closer to the Red River. So I-20 northward is where we have the greatest threat for severe weather. To the south, isolated strong to severe storms expected. We've already had hail greater than 2 inches in diameter, and we're likely to see a whole lot more than that. So let's talk hail size. For a storm to be considered severe, it's got to be at least quarters, about 1 inch in diameter. So far today, we've had reports of anywhere from 2-inch hail, egg size, all the way up to baseball-sized hail, 2.75-inch hail. So those are rare. We don't typically see that a lot, but in the last couple of days, we've had several supercell thunderstorms produce these baseballs, and that unfortunately is going to continue going into this evening as well. So here is the current radar picture. It's warm, it's muggy. Notice back towards the dry line, those temperatures in the upper 80s and low 90s. The rest of us a little bit cooler than that. And it's specifically our northwestern counties that have those stronger storms right now. The other activity we're seeing, subsevere, and it has been that way all afternoon long, and I don't expect as much from it at this point. It's really closer to the dry line that we are most concerned with. The few showers and storms we've got moving through Ellis and Kaufman counties, producing some heavy rain, a few lightning strikes, really no hail with this at all at this point. So these are your run-of-the-mill showers and thunderstorms for our east and southeastern counties at this point, with the more intense weather for sure back off to the northwest currently. Now, eventually, we do believe we'll see more of that activity spread eastward through the day. And I will tell you, computer models often have a tough time really figuring out what's going on. I still believe I-20 northward is where we're really going to watch this activity blossom through mid to late evening hours, and then overnight is when we will quiet down. So from now till about 9-10 o'clock is when we have the greatest chance for those strong to severe thunderstorms, and we could see a couple of other areas get added to that tornado watch. We'll zoom in and talk about the current severe thunderstorms. A lot of this activity has really developed rotation as it approaches the Red River and makes its way north into Oklahoma. That is where there is a current tornado warning in effect. But we still have thunderstorms, severe thunderstorm warnings for parts of Jack and Montague County, and specifically Jack County, you're pretty much now out of the severe portion of that thunderstorm. And this is for large hail and that damaging wind threat. This storm in particular moving up towards Bowie, up to 2-inch hail possible out of that one. And then what we're seeing in Clay County, that's approaching Highway 82, well west of Nocona, that could be producing up to baseball. So these are still very dangerous, fast-moving storms that can come up on you very quickly, which is why we want folks to heed the warnings that are issued and make sure you have a plan in place if we are dealing with one of these severe storms in your area, or if these storms really start rotating and produce a tornado. Now, I will tell you, most tornado-warned storms do not produce tornadoes, but like we saw yesterday, we had one supercell drop more than one tornado. So that is going to be a possibility with a few of these starting now in our northwestern zones and then continuing into the evening hours as they eventually head eastward. So one more big shot of our radar picture here currently and what we've got going on. The severe threat right now is highest far northwestern zones up along the Red River, away from the Metroplex, and then our showers and storms that we've been watching sub-severe here south and east of Dallas and Fort Worth. Those will continue to head in a northeasterly direction. We do believe coverage is going to increase getting through your evening hours. At this point, that tornado watch goes until 9 p.m., but it could become extended for a few more counties and even later, depending on these radar trends. So it's all about watching these trends here throughout the rest of the afternoon and evening hours. I-20 northward appears to be the greatest chance for one of these severe storms. Damaging winds and up to baseball-sized hail, the greatest threats, but we cannot rule out an isolated tornado with a few of these storms as they try to rotate. So we will be here throughout the day, keeping you guys updated on what's going on. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes talking more about this severe threat and what we can expect for the rest of the week.
Everybody's coming together and just trying to help out and So you're hauling away what? Just all kinds of
Brush, debris, a little bit of everything.
We load up the trailer and they'll have to tell us what to do. So, but yeah,
a lot of work that
Yeah.
they need help with. Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, we just getting here, but it looked horrible on the news. So.
Always great to see that. It seems the worst in Mother Nature always seems to bring out the best in people. So good to see neighbors helping neighbors out there in Palo Pinto County. And I can tell you, over the last few minutes, we've had some breaking news, and that there were 4 more tornadoes confirmed from yesterday. 3 in Palo Pinto County and 1 in Eastland County. Ali Turiano alongside me, Dylan Federico here as well, as we continue our coverage here on Texas Weather Live. Obviously, it has been a long stretch, Ali, the last several days. We've been repeatedly under the gun for severe weather. And I think sometimes people get caught in the headlines here. They see baseball-sized hail and tornadoes and 75-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Just keep in mind that those are the strongest storms, and we are not at the point in the science of meteorology in telling you, hey, watch out today in Fort Worth or Sanger or Mineral Wells. I'm getting a lot of questions like that on social media. Should I be concerned if I live here? Yes, you should, because really at this point in time, we're all in the same boat. We're all in that same atmosphere that is conducive for severe weather. And until we start to see storms develop and move, it's really almost impossible for us to tell you which specific towns and cities are going to be more at risk.
Sure. And like what we've seen over the last couple of days, storms may start moving to the northeast and then all of a sudden turn. We see splitting cells that will go left, that will go right, and that will then change that storm path and the track that we show you guys on air. So it's important to say, okay, well, this storm is 100 miles west of me. It's not going to impact me because it's moving north. Well, you still want to be aware, weather alert, have those alerts ready to go, because it could change direction. And we've seen that a lot over the last couple of days.
Yeah, a couple of the things I want to address as well, too. While you look at the live radar up, we do have a couple warnings. There's severe thunderstorm warnings up in Monte County and up along the Red River as well. And we're going to do a detailed look at these storms here coming up. But a lot of folks saying, you're on the air a lot for these tornado warnings, and you're showing us the rotation, and yet a lot of times nothing happens. Well, there are a lot of false alarms, and a lot of these tornado warnings are issued based on radar indicated rotation. Just because the storm is rotating does not mean there's a tornado. That's the precursor to tornado formation. And so someone has a choice here to make. Do I wait for 100% confirmation for a tornado to be on the ground when it could already be plowing through neighborhoods doing damage? Or do I go ahead and issue that warning based on the rotation we're seeing? Or maybe it's a rotating wall cloud. And it's the latter that we choose to do. You go ahead, you issue the warning, knowing that it may not verify, but at least you are giving people as much lead time as possible to take necessary precautions and actions to potentially save their life.
Yeah, and if a tornado warning is issued, then we already assume, we know this is a severe thunderstorm. So you're talking hail potential, damaging winds in excess of 60 miles an hour. So those can be just as dangerous as a weak tornado. And sometimes when these storms are just severe thunderstorms, we've seen them produce 80, 90 mile an hour winds. So I think, if you're hearing that warning, also outdoor warning sirens, they are issued for a reason. And while not everyone will be impacted, those that are really going to feel the impacts. Dan always likes to say a high impact, low probability event. And that's what we often see, because 1 or 2 supercells could impact thousands of folks. Meanwhile, 20,000, 40,000 people don't get a drop of rain. And so it's important to know that each of these storms very different and move in different directions. And one day is not like the next when it comes to our weather here and severe weather at all.
Yeah, everybody needs to be prepared, because it's impossible for us to tell you several hours ahead who's going to be today's Wiley, who's going to be, Fort Worth, other places that have been hit over the years by significant severe weather. One more point I'm going to make, and then I'll go through the radar here a little bit is, we cover a lot. We talk about get to the lowest floor available away from exterior walls or windows in a traditional home. There are a lot of people that live in a high-rise apartment building, and you may say, oh, I live on the 10th floor. Where am I supposed to go? Well, try to get to the lowest floor that you can in an interior hallway. Get to know a neighbor maybe that lives on the first or second floor and see if you can stay with them. An interior stairwell is a good place to be, and perhaps a basement garage as well. So there are certainly some avenues, some locations that'll place you in a better, safe spot than up high, because the higher you are, generally speaking, the more subject you are to even stronger winds.
Yeah, what you saw briefly there, Nick Busby, one of our storm chasers, he's out currently in Montague County. We have several folks that are out on the roads watching everything for us. There are eyes and ears outside while we are here with the radar tracking everything for you through the night. They play a very important role, an integral important role, what we do here every day.
Absolutely. And here are some of the severe thunderstorms ongoing right now. We've got warnings in effect for Montague County, Bowie up towards the Nakona area. The biggest threat with these is some damaging wind gusts and very large hail. Could be up to a golf ball size. That cell that you see there around the Bowie vicinity. These storms are also producing a tremendous amount of lightning. We've got some run-of-the-mill showers and thunderstorms as well, generally off to the east and northeast of Dallas right now. We'll keep a close eye on those as well. Keep in mind, we are under a tornado watch for a good chunk of North Texas until 9 o'clock tonight. Now, I think there will be another watch issued a little bit later that encompasses more counties. Stay with us. Our weather coverage will continue with Fox 4 News at 4 o'clock coming up.
Fox 4 is here for you. Online now at fox4news.com and streaming free on Fox Local. Stay forewarned. Stay with Fox 4.